everyone. Welcome to the Rumble Pak Podcast. This is episode 49. 49. Big 5-0 next time. But today is just 4-9. So, I'm Devon.
I'm Blake.
And I'm still Brock.
Thank goodness. Glad you haven't changed your names.
We all stayed the same.
And today we're going to talk about mostly indie games, and Blake has some fun stuff planned for Brock and I guess, so...
That's right.
We haven't done surprises from Blake since episode 1.
I know, right?
Yeah. Or the time that we cut out the audio completely.
That too. That was the biggest surprise of all.
And by one time, I mean twice.
Okay. So, first things up is there was a new trailer from Japan on the new Pokemon Snap. And it showed some more Pokemon, such as Lycanroc and Lugia. And Lugia was really cool because you could see it swimming underwater, so that means your little rover thing can go underwater.
Yeah.
Super neat. We saw like Golisopod walking on the bottom. And there was another part where it also showed you could take multiple paths.
That was the coolest part to me.
That was super cool. And I assume you can see like different Pokemon depending on which path you take, so you have to do the course like more than once, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But it was specifically on an underwater path where it showed the player deviating to the left inside of like a little cave.
Yeah.
And there were Chinchou and Lantern kind of sleeping on the bottom, which I thought was kind of cool. And speaking of them sleeping, I don't know if they showed this in previous trailers or not, but they showed an item where you could throw it at the Pokemon if they're sleeping to wake it up.
Oh, yeah.
And there was another item where you could like...
The orb, the Lumina Orb.
There's the Lumina Orb, yeah, where you can make a Pokemon glow, and there's another one...
Oh, I didn't know there was another one.
Where you make Pokemon like mad and they attack each other or something. At least I think that's what I remember.
Attack each other, not us.
Right. We are protected
Perfect.
in our nice little rover.
Yes.
They crack it open and then we drown.
But yeah, it was about 6 minutes in the trailer. A lot of it was gameplay. They showed you could zoom in and out with your camera. You can take multiple images of a Pokemon and keep multiple images instead of just, having one. Because I think in the previous Pokemon Snap, you could only have one image of a Pokemon that you could replace if you got a better image.
Yeah.
But you can pick a favorite and keep all your images if you want.
That's cool.
And they showed off cute little filters and stickers.
Like stickers. I was like, of course.
And I think, as previously stated, you can share those online.
Yep. And did you see that you can, in Japan, there's like, at convenience stores, or maybe not convenience stores, but there's like shops you can go in and have them printed.
Right, yeah. I thought that was pretty cool.
I was like, wow.
Straight back to 1999.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Walgreens, let's go.
Yeah, it reminded me of like the Game Boy camera.
Yeah.
I guess you didn't have to take that to like a shop to get your stuff developed, but I thought it was interesting.
That's still kind of nice. It's like an incentive to like, there's always that incentive to get kids to go outside too. And I guess that's kind of fun.
Sure.
Just be like,
That's
hey,
Nintendo's
let's go to
goal
the
now.
store and print
Get
out
them
my
to go
pics.
outside to go inside a store.
I mean, from out in front of like a screen or whatever.
I see. Into the real world.
Yes. As much as they want to stay in the Pokemon world. But yeah, that was pretty much it. There wasn't a whole lot of new stuff, but we're getting close to the release of this. It's coming out this month in April.
April 30th, at the
Yep.
very end.
Yep. So.
It's been making me want to replay through the original.
I saw like Austin John was doing that or something.
Was he?
Yeah.
You probably can spare about 4 hours it takes to play through the original.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I feel like every time I want to play it, I am surprised by how quickly it is. How quick the gameplay is. Like, you can just beat it in, like, one sitting easy.
Yeah. I think the first time
Especially-
I ever... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Because I feel like, I don't know about you, but I very clearly know all of the secrets in the original Pokemon Snap. Still, even having only played it literally that one time.
Yeah,
when
that's
I
what I
was
was gonna
7.
say. Like, if you know what to do, it opens up the new path super easy, and then, like, I feel like one of the harder parts in the original game was when you had to do all the secret things to get, like, the secret pictures of the Pokemon, like lighting up those like
Spotlights in the cave.
like trash looking things to make like a little pincer
Yep.
portrait. Like, I thought that was probably the hardest part, because it wasn't like taking pictures of Pokemon, you're actually just taking pictures of the environment, but once you know them, you kind of just know them.
Definitely.
I didn't know any of these secrets, honestly, because...
Well, you clearly didn't beat the game then.
Well, no, hold on. I didn't have the game when I was a kid. If I ever played it, it was just, like, at a friend's house.
Yeah.
And the first time I ever beat it was when they ported it to, like... Or did they port it? No. Okay, so I think we just had the N64 at our old apartment a few years back, and I just beat it then. And you had to tell me all the secrets because I didn't know them.
Wow, I should just let you suffer.
Sure.
Wow! So rude.
Well, it looks like you have to play it again, and then I won't tell you.
You're so mean to me. I'll just look it up.
You have 16 days. We can do it.
Please do it.
We can play
I want to hear how
15 minutes every day to spread it out.
just one course run. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Though, back on the new Pokemon Snap, like, everything they've announced has been an expansion of the original game in some way, which I
Yeah.
know when they first announced it, we all said, like, that's what needs to be done, because the original game is solid, but not big enough for 2021.
Sure.
And they've definitely hit everything.
Yeah, I feel like we
so
even
far.
talked about, like, adding different paths for replayability, and when they came out with that, I was like, oh wow, like, that was kind of like a wish list item, not like something that I ever thought they would do.
Yeah.
And, like, they're gonna have different...
And I do have to point out,
they're gonna have different weather effects and things, which will be cool. Just that little added variety.
and a feature that definitely wasn't announced in any of these videos, so I forgive you for not hyping it up as much as you should have, but it has been confirmed that there will be motion controls. So, heck yeah, that's all I wanted. No joysticks for me. I'm a true photographer.
Did it
Get hype.
Did it tell how that's gonna work? Was there an
No.
explanation?
I mean, I presume it's just in handheld mode. You
Yeah.
used it like the Sheikah Slate, but
Yeah, probably. Huh. I wonder if you can use motion controls outside of handheld. I wonder if you can, like, just use the Joy-Cons,
use
you know?
the
I mean,
Joy-Cons,
it'd
yeah.
be the same... It's the same tech.
What they really needed to do is incorporate the Nintendo Labo VR system and do VR Pokemon Snap, and you can hold up your hands like you're actually holding up a camera.
That might not be that bad.
I think that's the ideal use for it. Now, whether the Labo's dead, I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything on Labo in so long.
No one buys it. But anyway, Nintendo, I am looking for a job. If you're hiring, I have great ideas all the time.
I do have a photography background.
That is also true.
Hire you for the next 2 weeks before this game comes out to do all
Yeah.
the rush changes, and then
Hire you for the new Pokemon Snap in 20 years.
That's fine.
Or for their other game where it's like a horror camera game. I still don't even know what it's called.
I don't even know what you're talking about, so...
Like, you
Oh,
take the
Fatal
pictures
Frame?
of, like, the crime scene, or maybe it's like you're at a
Oh, no.
haunted house or something. I don't even know the premise of it.
I literally have no idea. But sounds
It's
like I won't
something.
buy it.
It's something. I know we've talked about it before. It's a game that people get excited about.
Okay. Next up, Coral Island update. I'm really excited about this game.
Have we ever even talked about this
I
game
don't know
before?
if we actually talked
What
about it.
is
So
this?
there's this game. It's called Coral Island.
Coral Island update. Everyone, we've gone over this before.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, Coral Island is this game that's like kind of in the similar vein of Stardew Valley. It's like a...
Is this even coming to Nintendo or Switch?
Wait, is it not? Oh my goodness.
You can just talk about it. You already brought it up.
Okay, well...
It'll probably get a Switch port eventually.
Probably.
Platforms, Nintendo
Yeah,
Switch.
Nintendo Switch. Okay,
and Steam.
I know what I'm talking about. Okay, Coral Island, farm simulator in a similar vein as Harvest Moon and Stardew Valley. But it just really expands on it. So there's a ton of people.
It really expands on
It really expands. So you can have a pet that follows you around, and it can be more than just a dog or a cat. It could be...
really expands on it.
It can be like a bird or...
A lemur.
A lemur, that's right, yeah.
Or a ferret or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff. A quail. And it's really cool because it takes like the island environment and lets you, have animals and plants based on the island environment. So you can have like peacocks that you raise or something like that, which is really cool. And then also, going green is kind of like, or at least keeping the earth clean is a big part of it. So there's this whole system where you can dive into the ocean and clean up trash that's been thrown into it or whatever. And in this, you can actually meet like mer people, and you have to kind of learn how to speak their language in order to talk to them. But you can marry the mermaids. I repeat, marry the mermaids.
Big improvement.
Big if true, and it is. So it's worth it. But anyway, so they...
Just talk about this for a whole hour. We'll be back later.
So this was started on Kickstarter. They met all their stretch goals. So they're just like continuing to develop it and make it even better. So one of the biggest problems that people had were the graphics didn't look great. So
they didn't like the animation or the...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've been improving that.
Graphics.
So, well, no, like the graphics of like the people's faces.
That's just too broad. I was just trying to specify what you're talking about.
Anyway, so they've updated character models for sure. They show a couple examples. One of them, I don't remember her name, but the other one, I staked him out when this first got announced as my future Coral Island husband. His name is Theo, and they like definitely gave him an update. He definitely looks...
Alice is the other one.
Alice, that's right. Okay. Yeah, they added like more reflection in the eyes, which makes them seem more alive. And...
They just made him look more Disney Pixar, honestly. They just like, oh, this girl, you need to look more like Elsa. Done.
That's kind of true. But I will say Theo do be looking good, though. So they did that. They also showed interior designs for people's rooms. So they showed what some of the NPC characters' rooms are going to look like when
Archie.
you go in. The first one is Archie. So it has concept art, and then it also has a 3D model. It has Alice's room, which is just concept art. Public. Okay, so, and then they gave some details about the alpha release.
When's that going to be?
Alpha access is July, so this summer. Then there will be an update in August, another update in September, and then early access in Q4 of 2021.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How are people complaining about this game that doesn't even have an alpha release already?
Exactly.
Because people like to complain.
People on the internet like to hate things. Just
Okay. So this is coming out soon, and
Yes.
you're telling us, if you go look at screenshots right now, it looks like crap, but Theo gets hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except it didn't
TLDR.
It didn't even look that bad to begin with. It just looks better now. So I
Okay.
really don't know what people were complaining
Long
about.
story short, people are complaining about a game that's going to come out in like 2 years.
People are real picky. People are ungrateful for a beautiful, beautiful game. And beautiful NPCs.
Amen.
And mermaids.
Can I get an amen?
mermaids. Amen. Okay. And they have like a bunch of different language support, so...
Yeah, I mean, mer people...
Indonesia, English, Chinese, Spanish, Portuguese, German, Japanese, Russian, Korean, French, Dutch, and Italian.
Why does Indonesian get top billing?
No,
Is
Swahili.
it
They'll add it as a stretch goal.
Is it an indie game as an Indonesian?
I think it actually is, honestly, or something.
I mean, that was listed. Bahasa Indonesia was the first.
Wasn't that their
listed
big thing, though?
language.
They're basing it off, like, an Indonesian island?
Probably.
I think the developers are from Indonesia, maybe.
Definitely tropical.
But anyway, that's the Coral Island update. I'm really excited for it. I will be marrying Theo. My friend will be marrying a mer person.
Poseidon.
Yeah.
Wait, you can't marry them both? Are you telling me you're not allowed to spread the
You
love?
can only be monogamous, I think.
Stretch goal.
Monogamous.
Stretch goal. Add it to the stretch goals.
Another 10K and we'll add it.
Polyamorous.
Stretch goal.
Okay. And then the last thing we're going to talk about before we go into Blake's little surprise is there's an indie direct today. So there were several games announced. Blake, do you want to take the lead on this?
Sure.
Wait, this was today?
Yeah.
Yeah, this morning.
Oh, you're telling me I'm only a day behind on news? Oh,
yeah,
I
you're
feel
not,
fine.
you didn't keep up with everything. This was at 9 o'clock Pacific, I believe, this came out.
Mm-hmm.
So, there was a little indie showcase dealio, like they always do. It was like 20 minutes long. Actually showed quite a bit of stuff for how its length. First one they showed was called Rhode 96. Just jump in whenever you remember something cool. But the cool thing that I thought about this one was that there's something like 140,000 something routes you can take in this game. Like, everything's, not everything, but like, I guess some elements are procedurally generated. So it's like, hopefully, when you attempt to replay the game, you ideally don't get the same exact story again and again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some of the people that you come across are different. You're like hitchhiking or something.
You're going on like a
road trip, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe the people that you come across are different. The scenarios with each of these people can be different.
How you feel about your traveling is
Yeah.
different.
The setting, day and night, the weather, like,
Mm-hmm.
every little piece of it seems like it could be a different outcome every time you play the game. So that was kind of a cool take on things. Which, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'll be curious to see like how different of a game it is, like the second time through. Like, if it's one of those games where it's like has the same starting point, weird things happen, and then like ultimately fate like creates the same ending, or if it will be completely different stories every time. I don't know.
And
this
you
one,
get to play as
it
angsty
looked like-
teens running away from it all.
That's right.
Because who hasn't had that fantasy, honestly?
Always. So that comes out later this year. Next they showed Aerial Knights Never Yield. This was a...
Side-scrolling platformer thing.
I'm having trouble remembering what this looked like.
It looked like they described it as like a Tokyo-esque, like Detroit or something.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. The name threw me off on this one. I don't know why. Yeah, this one I wasn't big into, to be honest. It looked like a mobile game or something. Like, it was just like a
It reminded me of Temple Run, honestly.
Yeah, like a never-ending
Yep.
side-scroller running game. I mean, like, the whole thing is, like, it's supposed to be, like, free running. That's what they described it as. So, like, there's actually a reason why you're jumping and, like, sprinting and sliding under things, because you're, like, the character's, like, a free runner in kind of, like, this Neo-Tokyo, but Detroit.
Neo-Yokio.
Yeah. So yeah, this one looked okay. It's coming out May 19th. Next one was called Last Stop.
It's like, I don't really understand it, but it was saying that there's like 3 different stories that kind of tie together that you explore in it.
Yeah.
It kind of seemed like mystery thriller type thing.
That's what I kind of got. Like 3 main guys, or not guys, but 3 main characters, their paths like all intertwined or something at some point.
Mm-hmm.
One of those. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. The next one is called Hindsight.
This is from the same studio as Last Stop. They kind of like show this as like a 2-for-1 type.
Annapurna Interactive is the studio. The last one is coming out in July, by the way.
Okay.
And this one is coming out later this year, but it's called Hindsight, and as Brock noted, it looks a little similar to Untitled Goose Game. It's a very, like, flat color, simplified kind of art style, which is really, like, always very nice to look at.
What do you call that? I was wondering that.
I don't know.
It's like,
No idea.
It reminds me of, like, you know, like Wind Waker's, like, cell shaded or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like it's kind of reminds me of that, but if you removed like outlines or something, like
it just kind of reminds
it's
me
very
of cut
soft.
paper.
Yeah, soft. Yeah, paper. It's like kind of paper cutouts or something.
Like what is it called? Color Aid, which is a fancy colored paper. But anyway, this one has to deal with memories and futures. So, I'm guessing there's decision making based on, like, having hindsight or whatever.
I kind of got, like, a different vibe from it.
Really?
Because, like, it's showing, like, all these memories, but it's showing, like, this person, like, walking up to, like, this old house with a key. I was, like, thinking, like, it's maybe someone going back and, like, reliving memories through, like, settings in their childhood home or something.
I don't know.
That's what I got from it.
It just says on this website, peer into memories and futures in this artistic game. So, I don't know.
It seemed like something that you play through to live through more than focused on gameplay, though.
Yeah, that's what I
which
thought.
I'm always curious about.
The next one is Ollie World, which Blake and I liked the art style, but weren't necessarily interested in playing it.
Just the gameplay kind of seemed lacking. It was just, like, again, it seemed like kind of like a mobile game. It was just like a side-scrolling skateboard game. Like,
yeah.
It was like, oh, you can grind on this, and then you can
take another path, and then grind on that. And
yeah, I was like, I don't, like, this seems interesting for, like, 5 minutes, but I don't really see how this could capture my interest much longer. It looked
especially
good,
when paired with, like, other games that look so similar in, like, Astro Knights. Like, the gameplay that looked very, very similar.
Yeah, it seemed like almost the exact same thing, but in a different setting and a different art style.
So that's coming out this winter.
Yep.
The Longing looks pretty cool.
This one I was actually really excited about. I was excited to see this when it popped up.
So, this is by Studio Soifs. Soifs? Yeah. I believe it was, like, German or something. But, you play as a shade servant who's waiting for a king to reawaken, and it takes 400 days until that happens. And it takes place in real time. So, actually, 400 days after you start the game is when the king will reawaken. And you literally don't even have to play the game in order to beat it. You just wait 400 days and it'll be finished. But that being said, there's definitely places to explore and puzzles that were shown off in the game trailer.
Yeah, there's like time-based puzzles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think you can just beat it by waiting out the 400 days, but I think you can also beat it the better way if you like do all the puzzles how you're supposed to.
Totally.
I don't really know exactly how. I haven't played it, but I've seen I've heard it's a good game. I just don't understand like how the puzzles will make your king come back before the 400 days, but I guess we'll have to see. I actually downloaded this today because it was out today.
Nice.
So
Oh, is that
we'll
a thing?
see.
You can make the king reawaken before the 400 days?
Well, I'm assuming you don't have to put 400 days of gameplay into this game to beat it.
I don't know.
I would think like the king awakens after 400 days and he looks around and says, "What have you been doing for 400 days? This looks like crap."
It's like a nod to it's like a nod from the developers to be like, go outside.
Or you can build him a palace and he will be happy.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
But, well, like what I'm saying is like, don't you think like there's a way like you actually can beat the game like if you just do all the puzzles and everything? You don't have to actually do it for 400 days.
I don't know. You never know what.
We'll see.
You never know how sick some people are. They make you wait 400 days before it can be beaten.
I'll stream it. I'll stream it for the next 400 days straight.
And to be fair,
Really
every
moving.
single part of that game seems to be made to like make you feel isolated, sad, and existentially dreadful. So they might not be going for your happiness as much as you want.
That's
like,
fine.
Well, good luck streaming that during the next 400 days while we are moving
Yeah,
during part of those days.
it's fine.
But yeah,
Switch is a mobile console.
not while you're driving.
Sure it is.
Are you kidding? You just mount it,
Yeah, mount it to the steering wheel. It's fine.
and then you put the two Joy-Cons on two sides of the steering
Is that
wheel.
what they're
It's
doing
just
in the
as safe.
Teslas now?
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Yeah, Elon Musk. He wants you to play Fortnite while you're driving. He wants you to wipe out Tomato Town in
We are-
real life.
We are not advocating that you play your Switch while driving. Please do not do this, and do not sue us
Please
because we would be
don't.
very sad. And we don't have money to pay you. Thank you.
I'll speed that up in post. Make it a real disclaimer.
You have to add the tiny text at the bottom too.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision. Don't use a lawyer on us, please.
If we had an editor, I would tell them to do that.
Okay.
We're looking for an editor for free for all of our videos.
For-
What else we got?
We also have There Is No Game, Wrong Dimension, which looked like WarioWare.
Yeah.
Yes.
You sound
I'm
very
glad-
excited about this, Brock. Do you want to talk about it?
Yes. Nintendo 64.
No, I just
yes!
like in my short perusal, I thought of WarioWare, and I didn't know that anybody else would.
I got
But
the same
yeah,
vibes,
it was so random. Like every screen looked like a completely different game, like a mini version.
I was
of-
like, what are you
so,
even doing in this?
Like it started playing Breakout. Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it has like
Have to see.
a Zelda type game.
Just
Looks
like
like-
everything. I
yeah.
was like, okay, sure.
It's a point and click that focuses on solving puzzles and a fun comedy adventure.
Comedy.
And that released today. Next we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which is an homage to arcade style beat 'em ups.
Beat 'em up.
And it's your favorite turtles.
Your favorite turtles,
Your
they're back.
favorite pizza eating guys.
It looks fun.
Donatello.
It looks fun. I'm not big into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it's
Yeah,
fun.
man.
I just like those kind of co-op beat 'em up games. Like
Yeah, but
Scott
now that-
Pilgrim and like Simpsons game, all of those.
This game was literally like 6 months too late. Now that it has to compete with Scott Pilgrim, though. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
But in this one, you get to take down the Foot Clan.
the what?
The
Foot Clan.
Foot Clan.
Probably Shredder's army or something.
Stinky feet people.
The stinky cheese man.
The stinky cheese
army.
man and other weird tales or whatever it's called.
Fairly stupid tales or something.
That's right.
But turtles don't even have like real feet. They've got nubs.
Well,
So why would they
turtles
care about
also
the
are
Foot Clan?
ninjas that eat pizza.
Well, that's why they're fighting the Foot Clan.
They're trying to take their feet.
Oh, they want the feet. Got it.
The
Okay.
Foot Clan wants to decimate everyone that doesn't have feet.
And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just want to steal the feet.
They're mutants.
They want real feet.
So that's a game.
That is releasing later this year. So if you want Real Feet 2, then you can pick that game up on the Nintendo Store.
I need feet.
Next up is Chris Tales by Dreams Uncorporated and
Crystal.
SYCK. And it draws inspiration from JRPGs. The art style kind of reminded me of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends a little bit. Mostly just like in the background. Not
I
the
can see
characters
that.
themselves.
It was
See,
definitely a
Block said we could
Cartoon
see that.
Network cartoon, not a Nickelodeon cartoon.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I didn't get that vibe, but I'll have to rewatch it.
It is unique in that it employs time travel. So, for instance, you can make your enemies younger and thus easier to defeat. But yeah, you fight stuff and you time travel.
Yeah, it looked okay to me.
So
Not the best, not the worst.
I have to point out that the example of you can make your enemies younger and easier to beat is the stupidest example for we have time travel in our combat.
Yeah, I know.
So I hope it's more than that.
well,
You can turn your opponent into a baby.
I'm just reading the facts here, folks. It's just on the website.
You can then raise them to be a good guy instead.
Ooh, there you go.
But that releases on July 20th of this year. I didn't honestly understand what this game was, but it's Getsu Fumiden,
It just seemed
Undying Moon.
like a platforming hack and slash.
You do dungeons and boss fights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's coming out in 2022. The next one is Aztec, spelled like technology, Forgotten Gods, and it's a tech-based twist on Aztec culture.
Yep.
And you take down massive deities, so I guess in a way kind of like
Fierce
a
deities,
shadow
one would say.
of the Colossus type thing. Maybe. Fall
With a
2021.
protagonist that looks like Laura Croft circa 2000.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. Skull the Hero Slayer, aka Sans Attacks People, by Southpaw Games.
Sans attacks you. When Sans attacks.
You are a lowly skeleton out to save your demon king.
Your king.
So you're killing all the heroes.
It was a cool premise, but I didn't really like the art style.
I think it looks fine.
It's a roguelike. You use different heads or you use different costumes, which are like abilities to help fight.
Mm-hmm.
One you have like a little jester hat on, I noticed. You usually like shoot like darts or bullets down.
One, you get a single blue glowing contact, and dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
And then Megalovania starts playing.
That's coming out summer this year. And then
But wait!
there's more.
There's more!
Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals is coming out.
I
sometime in
honestly
2021.
almost turned off the direct for this one, because this was like the surprise reveal at the end.
Yeah.
I did not know what this was.
This is a sequel to, the original was just called Oxenfree, I think. It's like kids going on like a island and like...
It's a supernatural mystery
Yeah,
graphic
paranormal stuff
adventure.
starts happening.
Yeah, it just looked like a little scary movie.
I heard it was good, but I haven't played the first one and don't really know much about it, so this being shown off, I was like, oh, cool.
Cool,
So.
I don't care.
That's coming out sometime this year. And then there were some additional games that they kind of just went through.
They did the sizzle reel.
Art
like
of
always.
Rally coming this summer.
You're a car, you drive around.
Kiwi available in August.
Your Kiwis,
your
you walk
Kiwi.
around.
Labyrinth City, Pierre the Maze Detective.
Okay,
Available
that
this
one-
spring. This looked cool. It looked like a picture book, like Madeline. Do you remember those books?
Yeah.
It reminded me of Madeline.
Where's Waldo?
Yeah.
With less people.
This one I'd pick up. Weaving Tides, available this May. I don't know what that is.
It was the one where it was like you were riding on something and you were like going into like a little hole and you'd pop out.
I literally don't remember. The House of the Dead remake coming later this year. I also don't know what that is. Ender Lilies, Quietest of the Nights, June 21st. Don't know that one. Beasts of Maravilla Island, coming this June. I don't remember half of these.
remember
And
any of
then
these.
Fez is getting ported today, so that's cool.
Fez.
Fez is
Good
great.
game.
It's a good game, but a lot of people hate its creator.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't sound great.
It also runs terribly, so I wonder how they got that to Switch. I mean, it ran terribly like 7 years ago, but
It ran terribly for you? I don't remember having
Yeah.
issues at all.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems.
okay, don't mind me.
Maybe you needed the newest and best graphics card for your machine.
It is such
It's
a...
pretty taxing.
It's a very crazy, intense graphic game.
There's
Maybe you needed the
dimensions.
Dragon 7530.
Maybe you needed 2 monitors at the same time, because that
To
helps
go
for
into
some-
different dimensions.
That's... Yeah.
What if you had 4 monitors
That's what I was saying, you
showing
sat in the middle of them.
Exactly. Oh, guys.
You didn't have
this
your
is great.
you didn't have your quad monitor set up.
I think we're coming up with the next console right here. Requires
Switch
4
it.
screens.
the Nintendo
It's
box.
just a cube. It's like the next in VR. You're just in a cube.
You're just in a cube. That's what this life is. We're just in a
I think more
It's all
likely is the
simulation.
game Sphere, which would be the same
The
thing,
game
but it's
Sphere.
Sphere.
I knew Drake and Josh were up to
It's
something.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
it's just a hamster wheel or a hamster ball, but it's all screens. We're coming up with something here, guys.
Great. I'm so excited.
This is a segment.
Next segment, the newest and best VR.
Hamster ball.
Hamster
hell.
ball.
We could tag every podcast with exclusive details on next Nintendo console.
New experimental VR setup.
We should just come up with like dumb rumors. That could be our segment. Guys, that's the segment we've been trying to come up with. Dumb rumors.
Quad Switch setup for Fez on Nintendo Switch. Must have 4 handheld switches.
It's genius, really.
It's basically the Mario Party functionality, but better. I mean, they've done it.
Yeah,
so.
just duct tape them in a square that only fits around your head.
So anyway, that was the indie showcase. So I guess that leaves us with, sharing time, but trivia time.
Trivia time!
Trivia time?
You think you can make a beat around that? You
Yeah.
think you can auto-tune all of that and then make it into something?
That I literally could do. Let's do it.
Okay, great. Can't wait to hear it when this is edited.
Okay, so this week we've got some trivia.
I'm ready to lose.
So I compiled the trivia. So I already know all the answers. So what my thought was, it's gonna be Brock versus Devon.
Alright,
That's no fair.
But this is
battle to the death.
this is somewhat obscure trivia mixed in with kinda easy stuff.
I'm still probably gonna lose.
I already know Brock knows a lot of these.
Great. Wow.
But I think
Unbiased judge.
you
Here
know
we go.
a lot of them too.
I don't.
I'm not really judging. It's like you either tell the right answer or you don't.
Yeah, but you came up with the questions.
Yeah. So I mean,
we'll
see how things go.
Completely biased.
Some of these are kind of open-ended, so it's kind of, I'll be the judge of what you say.
Oh, but you just said you weren't going to be a judge!
I take it back.
Oh my god, make up your
I take back
mind.
everything that I said.
So is this timing based or shout it out when you know it?
No, I'll just so what I was picturing was I'll read the question, and then I'll give you a few moments to gather your thoughts and think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I deem it's right, we'll have one of you reveal your answer, and then the next person.
Do we have a timer?
Just when I feel it's right. I have a good internal clock.
When I feel.
Okay.
This,
you could also pull up the clock widget on your...
No, we're good.
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Okay, so we ready?
I guess.
All right. There's 19 questions.
19? You couldn't...
19, yeah.
Well, okay.
Strap yourself in, boys.
This is kind of behind the scenes and really stupid. But,
There's 17.25 questions you have to answer.
But okay, my first thought was, I'll make 19 questions. That way, there's an odd number so that we have a clear winner. But then I was like, there's no way that makes sense, because what if everyone gets it all right? Then you both have 19 points. That it has nothing to do with if there's an odd number or not.
Boo, you stink!
What you're saying, with every word you're saying, we didn't plan this at all.
It was half
let's
baked,
go.
is what I'm trying to say. It was half planned.
Clearly.
But the odds of there being a tie are probably pretty low, I'm guessing. We'll see.
Alright, let's go with your 19 questions.
Number 1. Are you ready?
I guess.
Gunpei
Excuse
Yokoi.
me?
This is a name. A Japanese name. I'm probably mispronouncing. Gunpei Yokoi, creator of Donkey Kong, Metroid, and the Game Boy, originally started working at Nintendo in what role? Again, you can. I mean, you could talk it through. You can ask me some questions, but
I'm just
janitor.
guessing. That's what I was gonna say. Janitor.
I said it first.
Well, you can both get the right answer. That's how it works. If you can both have the same answer and it be correct.
Should we just write this down so in case
No.
Okay.
You have to.
This is
on the honor
terrible.
system, and you have to go with what you were gonna say.
Okay, janitor. We both say janitor.
That one. Yeah.
You are correct.
Wow, good job, Brock.
Okay, so you
Look
guys
this way.
help me keep track of score in the notes document somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it?
Okay.
Help me keep track of score, because I'm going to forget. So for each of these, I have kind of a blurb, some Nintendo history to kind of go along with each of these. They're all Nintendo themed. They're kind of obscure trivia. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit of background. So the late Gunpei Yokoi lived a pretty interesting life, especially when it came to his career trajectory. Believe it or not, the man who could go on to create Donkey Kong, Metroid, and the Game Boy started working at Nintendo as a member of the janitorial staff. He moved up into a position on the assembly line next, but was much too brilliant a mind to stay there for long. After tinkering with some gaming inventions on the side, Nintendo higher-ups began to take a notice, and Yokoi started ascending the ranks. Over the next 20 years, he would come up with the aforementioned products and eventually serve as Nintendo's general manager.
Alright, get it, King.
There you
I
go.
like how he ascended for 20 years before creating basically like the second big Nintendo thing.
Yeah, exactly. So he literally went from janitor to general manager, which is pretty wild.
Pop off.
So yeah, believe it.
Is this Naruto?
Never give up on your dreams.
Is this guy actually Naruto?
Yeah.
He never gave up on his ninja way.
There's a blurb about his death. Do you want me to read that?
No. Get on with
Yes.
the trivia.
In 1997, his life was tragically cut short. He had
Sasuke killed him.
He had a minor car crash. And then when he got out of his car to assess the damages, he was actually struck by a car, unfortunately.
Ooh, ouch.
Oh my god.
I didn't want to hear that. No.
Yeah.
Get that out of here.
You said
That's I said no. No more death. No more.
that was the only kind of dark turn in this trivia.
Okay,
so.
well, I don't think I can go on with this trivia anymore.
Question number 1.
They each get darker.
Also, this was not long after he pushed out the kind of flop of the Virtual Boy. So
We don't talk about that, yeah.
he hit general manager status, and then kind of things took a turn. But we're 1-1 after question 1.
All right, let's get on with
I
it.
thought there was no way you were going to get that one.
We
so
have
maybe this will
18
be
more.
a lot easier than
We
I
have
think.
18 more questions. Let's go.
Okay, question number 2. The game Donkey Kong was the first game to feature what fundamental video game mechanic?
Jumping.
Still got time.
Oh, crap. I shouldn't say these things. Sorry.
Ladders?
Still got time.
Well, that's what I'm going to say.
You can talk through your thought process, but just know that the other person can hear you.
I'm going to say climbing ladders. Or just climbing.
All right, final answers. Devin, what do you got?
Climbing.
Climbing?
Yeah.
Brock, what do you got?
Jumping.
The answer is jumping.
What?
Come on, get good.
That's stupid.
So,
Stupid.
the ability for a character to jump makes up the foundation of many retro games, but it may be surprised you that it took nearly a full decade after the release of Pong to feature this mechanic.
Was it also the first to feature climbing?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because if it was, I should also get it right.
Fittingly, it was Nintendo's classic arcade game Donkey Kong that pioneered the move, as it was the primary ability of the game's playable character, Jumpman. Jumpman. Better known
Should've
as
kept
Mario
it.
today. Alright. So scores 2-1. Brock's in the lead. Ladders and climbing, I will not accept.
Ladders.
You doing some deep research over there?
Yeah. Because, okay,
Okay.
thank you for quoting a soundbite from the H3 podcast.
Okay.
Okay, so Crazy Climber was contributed, it says
Crazy Climber? That sounds like a climbing game.
Crazy Climber.
1982, but Donkey Kong was made in 1981.
That's before.
I think you should give me credit.
Okay, I'll give you a point.
Okay, thank
That
you.
was a kind of a vague question, so I guess it did technically have climbing.
That's right.
I'm not even gonna pout because I know I'm gonna win.
Brock's confident he's winning this.
Yeah, well, I have zero confidence, so let's go.
Okay. Question number 3. So, okay, it's 2-2. We're keeping track?
Yes.
Someone's keeping track?
Yes, we're both keeping track, actually.
Alright, good.
Yeah, change my score, Brock. No, absolutely not. Anyway, continue.
Okay. Question number 3. Get ready.
Brock gave me 1.99.
That's kind of right.
No!
So, Nintendo's original design for the Zapper.
I'm sorry, what?
Nintendo's original design for the Zapper.
Oh, design, okay.
Released for the Japanese Famicom system, looked strikingly similar to what?
What is the Zapper?
It's the Duck Hunt gun.
Okay.
Do I need to read it again?
Yeah.
Nintendo's original design for the Zapper, released for the Japanese Famicom system, looks strikingly similar to what?
Was this like the pre-model before the actual model got released, or is it just like
This was
actual?
It was officially released, but they changed it later on to be what it looked like when it came to the States.
I mean,
I'm good. I don't have any
guessing.
questions about the question.
Any other questions? Do I need to clarify? Have we had enough time to think about this?
I guess.
All right.
An AK-47? What did you mouth the words? That was the hardest I've ever... Okay, Blake has this thing where if he thinks he knows what you're going to say, he mouths the words with you.
I don't even
And this
do
was
it.
the hardest I've ever seen him doing. I said AK-47, and with 47, he was just like...
I'm sorry, I have a tick. I can't control it.
That's my
Okay,
answer.
AK-47.
I was gonna say Remington rifle. I think Remington's the name, but yeah, rifle.
You're on the right track, both of you, but it was just a simple revolver.
Drats.
Okay.
That
And
was
if
a
you look
gun
at the
question.
picture,
I don't know about
it
guns.
literally just looks like a gun, a straight up gun.
Wow.
Like a cartoon revolver, like
Yeah.
silver or black body with like a wooden type handle.
Mm-hmm.
Yosemite Sam.
Yep. It just looks straight up like that.
Wow.
It later switched to
Oh, I see.
what you would normally think of as like the Zapper, kind of the
Oh.
plastic, like more long
Yeah, I'm
rifle
looking.
With the
looking.
neon. Yep.
But it was like dark gray and light gray coloring. Then when it came to the US, they had to switch it up because there's like a law where toy guns have to be very apparent that they're toy guns.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when they switched the orange and gray color theme.
I see.
That makes a lot of sense.
All right.
So there you go. All right, still tied 2-2.
More gun questions, please.
Question number 4. What is the name of Shigeru Miyamoto's first game?
I know what it is, but I don't know the exact title.
I don't think you know what it is.
What?
You want me to give you a hint?
Yeah.
Brock, do you want a hint?
Sure.
It did not release in the US.
Well, I'm gonna get it wrong.
All right.
Yeah.
We ready?
I guess.
All right. Who's going first?
I mean, I was gonna say Kirby's Dream Land.
Nope.
Didn't think so.
Just say Kirby's Adventure. I don't
Nope.
even know if that's a game.
It's probably not even Kirby related.
Very first game he ever made was called Devil World.
Jesus.
Yeah, no. Oh, it's with the pointy devil guys from the assist trophy in Smash
In
Brothers.
Smash
It goes,
Bros, you know, when
mhm.
the little devil guy's like wearing like the little kind of Speedo outfit.
No.
And he's like, ring! And then like the stage like camera moves to the side.
No.
That's what it's from.
Okay.
So back in the day, Nintendo of America had some pretty strict policies on content in games, especially when it came to religious imagery. For example, the developers of Castlevania and Dragon Quest were forced to remove crosses and other religious iconography from their games, while Miyamoto's Devil World was outright banned from being sold in the US.
That's so interesting.
So 80s.
The game itself was little more than a Pac-Man clone, but with the gameplay that included killing demons with crosses and the Bible.
Why would that even get banned?
Metal.
Like, that fits into the
Religious
Christian-
iconography. You can't
Christian Central.
can't do it.
So weird.
It made its way to Japanese and European Virtual Console service, but still never made available in the U.S.
Alright.
Go America.
All right, Devil World. That was question number 4. Still tied, 2-2. Next up, this is kind of an obscure one.
The last one was
And that wasn't it.
What method? This is just
The scientific method.
This is such a ridiculous question.
Oh my god. You're fired for making questions.
What method of travel is Shigeru Miyamoto mandated by Nintendo to use to get to work?
I feel like I've heard of this.
Well, think about it. What method of travel is Shigeru Miyamoto mandated by Nintendo to use to get to work?
I feel like it's weird.
Taxi.
Brock, your final answer
Taxi.
is taxi?
Scooter.
He'd die in a heartbeat.
Razor scooter.
Just imagine him doing like little, where he jumps up and it like spins around.
All right. I'll read what I have here, and you can tell me who you think got
Why I'm
points
wrong.
and who you think didn't get points. So,
Wait, what does that mean? Did someone get points or not?
Just read.
as previously mentioned, Shigeru Miyamoto is kind of a big deal at Nintendo. In fact, he's so important that even rumors of his retirement have caused the company's
Company?
stock price to drop in the past. As such, Nintendo has taken measures to ensure Miyamoto keeps coming into work his magic. To the point where they've actually mandated that he drive to work as opposed to walking or riding a bike as he'd prefer.
There's no way he drives his own car. There's absolutely no way.
Alright, neither of us get points. Continue.
Okay. So he has to take a car.
But it's not a taxi, it's his own personal car, so Brock doesn't
Says
get
it's
any
mandated
points.
that he drives to work.
Yeah, Brock doesn't get points.
I don't get points. She has spoken.
They said that this is for his own safety.
Yeah,
And
so why would they put
for-
him in a car with another person, with
and
a
for
taxi
the
driver?
for the company's peace of mind. is
Okay,
what they
well, he
said.
should be taking a scooter to work because that is
Oh yeah.
Nintendo.
He would get run over in like half a second if he
That's
took a
fine.
scooter.
Who cares? He's wearing a helmet. He'll be fine.
All right. So what are we at? Still 2-2.
Indeed.
All right.
Brock, I think we're tying it up right now.
Okay, this one's kind of vague, so
Oh my god.
we may
Stop the
Stop
qualifications and
prefacing
ask the
every question with
Fine.
it's kind of vague. They're
Fine.
all vague.
No, this one's even more vague
Oh
than you
my
think.
god. Just ask it.
The
Ask the question, Alex Trebek.
The American
The
box
American?
art for Kirby games are typically altered to show more what when compared to their Japanese counterparts.
Smiles. Boom. Got it.
All right,
I mean,
I'll give you a moment. Brock's saying smiles. What does the American box art for Kirby games show more of when compared to their Japanese
stars.
counterparts?
Stars.
Smiles, stars. The Japanese and American sides
That
of
means none of us
Nintendo's
got it right.
business don't always see eye to eye. And one of the less noticeable but interesting differences between the two divisions is how they present certain box art. there's a noticeable trend wherein U.S. box art tends to have more attitude
What?
than its
What?
Japanese equivalent.
What does that mean?
Some subtle differences in this regard, but pretty much every Kirby game released in the US alters the pink puffball to appear angrier by arching his eyebrows.
I was gonna say eyebrows. I got wrong though.
I mean, the
I was
first...
gonna say eyebrows, but smile just came out.
I can't say what the
That's
first
weird.
thing that popped in my head was.
Great.
Yeah, you can.
Keep it
Let's
to
hear it.
yourself.
Brock says I can.
No. Okay, so that's gonna be a no point round.
It's still 2-2, everyone.
Kirby got that US attitude.
He's coming for you. Ooh, that was red. Sorry.
Sorry, podcast listeners, if your headphones just exploded. Alright, another Kirby question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What was Kirby's original name? Bum bum.
Where do you get these questions?
I asked Sakurai.
Oh my god, I've heard this.
Sakurai called me up and said, hey, you want to do a game show? I said, yep. Miyamoto called in shortly after and said, hey, I take a car to work every day.
Oh, I've definitely heard this before and I don't remember.
Alright, you got 10 seconds. The countdown has started.
Oh my god.
You've got 5 seconds to come up with an answer.
I don't remember it.
Alright, Brock went first last time.
Bellyman.
Bellyman. Devin's answer. Bellyman. Brock, what do you
Probably
got?
John.
Huh?
John.
John?
John.
Spelled in what? How do you spell it?
John. This
Okay,
was the
with an
80s.
H.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very American.
So is Kirby. He's named after Jack Kirby.
So, speaking of Kirby,
So neither of us got it right.
the pink puffball probably would have fared even worse in America if Nintendo had stuck with the character's original name, which is Tinkle Popo.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Tinkle Popo! You did it again! You went Popo!
Just stop saying what I know you're going to say. Get out of my head. Tinkle Popo.
Tinkle
Never heard
Popo.
that.
Now you just
that
said it
short
with
for
me,
John?
so you didn't do it. Tinkle Popo.
Tinkle Popo.
Alright, next question.
We're still 2-2?
Still
Yeah.
2-2.
Man.
Rub it in.
Almost halfway through these questions.
Okay, we're switching it up. Which Final Fantasy game
Oh god.
was originally planned as a Nintendo game?
I think I know this.
Exclusive or
Just
I think I know this.
which Final Fantasy game was originally planned as a Nintendo game when they started development, I guess I'll say.
I don't know. I'll pick a number. 4.
7.
Alright. Final Fantasy VII is arguably one of the most important
Wait.
games ever made and
I
helped,
pulled
It is a Nintendo game.
it
I
helped
pulled ahead.
establish the original Sony PlayStation as the gaming console to go for deep cinematic experiences in the late 90s. However, as Final Fantasy fans will tell you,
Why do you think Clouds and Smash?
the franchise is synonymous with Nintendo for quite some time, as the first 6 games were all released on Nintendo hardware. Therefore, it shouldn't come as much of a surprise to learn that Final Fantasy VII began life as a Nintendo game and was originally going to be released on the Super Nintendo.
So I get a point. I'm winning.
The
Let's
game
go.
had to be pushed back for development on Chrono Trigger when Chrono Trigger development took longer than expected, prompting Squaresoft to start planning Final Fantasy VII as a next-gen release. In fact, it was going to be a Nintendo 64 title, but after learning that Nintendo was sticking with cartridges for the console, Squaresoft went to Sony to take advantage of PlayStation's CD-ROM format.
If we're being pedantic and arguing, I just want to point out that 4 was a Nintendo game, so I'm not wrong.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Okay, you're right.
No.
You're right, but not to get a point.
Yes.
You need to build up a lead, because I know Brock's going to get some of these later ones. Because there is a baseball one.
Oh, why would you do that? We need an outside party making these questions.
All right, 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
Devon's in the lead.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next question. Question number 9.
Tinkle Popo.
Wii Sports Golf is a remake of what classic Nintendo game?
I think I know it.
Again, Wii Sports Golf is a remake of what classic Nintendo game?
Do I go
have
first?
an answer. Yeah, go ahead.
Mario Golf.
Ooh, so close, but it's just golf.
I don't care what anyone says, Wii Sports was a blast back in the day. And if you didn't enjoy it, you are lying to yourself. While Wii Tennis was by far the most popular game in the package, I'd say bowling, but you know.
Honestly.
Wii Golf was surprisingly fun as well, and although it didn't advertise it, was essentially an unofficial remake of Golf for the NES. Brock gets a point.
Okay.
Both titles were launch games for their respective system, but Wii Golf's connection to its retro predecessor goes much deeper, as each of the game's 9 holes are recreations of the ones found in the NES game, updated with cleaner graphics and motion controls.
Yeah, but Mario's not the golfer, so is it really a remake?
That's true. Mii's are an abomination.
I love Mii's.
I love myself.
Okay, narcissist.
Okay.
3-3.
The drama.
There's drama. Question number 10. Which character from Donkey Kong Country is believed to be the antagonist from the classic game Donkey Kong? Which character from Donkey Kong Country is believed to be the antagonist from the classic Donkey Kong?
That's a thinking face.
That's a
I have an
constipated
answer.
face.
Brock, you go first this time.
You're going to copy what he says?
No! I'm just going to say what I have in mind.
Alright, Brock, what'd you say?
It's Cranky Kong.
I was going to say King K. Rool.
King K. Rool?
I like it.
Let's not laugh at me, Brock. So rude.
The original Donkey Kong Country is notable for many reasons, but one of its greatest accomplishments is
Cranky
turning
Kong.
DK into a hero after his villainous turn in the original arcade game. Believe it or not, the reason for this has nothing to do with a change of heart, but rather they're not actually the same character. As a nice bit of world building on Rare's part, the developer introduced the world to Donkey Kong's belligerent grandfather, Cranky Kong, who it turns out is the original Donkey Kong. Point Brock.
Hey, why are you touching my scoreboard? Get down to the bottom of the
You
dock
didn't
and touch
change
your own
my
scoreboard.
score when I got a point, so I changed it for myself. So I'm just going to change yours too. Anyway, next question.
Do we need to hire refs for this next one? What's going on here?
Yes.
We need to not have someone picking things from games you guys played recently. Baseball.
I thought that was a basic enough question to get some points on the board.
Wow, the insult.
I'm sorry. I didn't
Just
think I didn't think you thought King K. Rool was in Donkey Kong, the original one.
Next question. Let's go.
Number 11. What is the name of Nintendo's infamous failed mascot for the Famicom Disk System?
I don't know this. What's the name?
Yeah. What's its name? It was the mascot for the Famicom Disk System. Should I give you a picture?
No.
Sure.
You're not going to know by the picture, but maybe that will be better. Never mind. I can't show it without showing the name.
I can't do a picture.
Just copy the image
We
and
don't
put it in
have
the
the
notes.
technology.
It's too hard right now on the fly. That's why I need to edit it.
I'm just gonna throw Captain N out there, even though it's wrong.
Okay,
Final
Captain
answer.
Tinkle Popo.
Nintendo's failed mascot.
Give her the point.
Brock says, give me a point.
I don't actually know how to say this one, so I may be mispronouncing it.
Is it anywhere close to Tingle Popo?
No.
How many syllables does it have?
Mario has been Nintendo's mascot for decades, but before the portly plumber came along, the company tried out a few different ideas. One of these failed mascots was Discoon, or Mr. Disc, a yellow character who represented the Famicom Disk System, which explains why American audiences likely have no idea who he is. The Disk System was an add-on for the Famicom that used rewritable floppy disks, and Discoon was the logo that appeared on each game.
I've never heard of that. That is a fun fact.
You should look it up, because you probably have seen this before. I saw it in Smash Bros. Is where I first saw it. It's Diskun. It's kind of like a little yellow floppy disk looking guy with eyes. I don't know.
Nope. Nothing. He's cute, though. Should be a fighter. He should be the last fighter.
I think I used this as like a badge or a sticker in Subspace Emissary back in the day.
Nice.
So yeah. Alright, question number 12. What was the purpose of the 64DD add-on that was released only in Japan for the Nintendo 64?
What is 64DD?
That's kind of what you gotta know.
What does
What was
DD
the
stand for?
What was the purpose of the 64DD add-on that was released only in Japan for the N64?
These questions suck. And my dog's
These
making
shoes
nasty
know all of
slurping
them. I'm supposed to know
noises.
all the answers.
I'm so competitive.
I'm supposed to have 19 points right now.
And we're only on question 12.
Get points in other ways,
stupid.
Devin. Be creative.
Alright, do I need to read it one more time?
64DD, what was it? I don't know.
What was the purpose of it?
It was a
Alright,
breathalyzer. I don't know.
What?
you can't play your video games drunk, kids.
Drunk driving. 64 drunk driving.
Drunk
I
driving.
like it.
Okay, Brock, your answer.
It makes the 64 better because it's a disk drive.
Disk drive. No.
The Nintendo
my answer
64 had a
makes it
pretty
better.
short lifespan, all things considered. But that didn't stop Nintendo from releasing all sorts of peripherals for the console. You're probably familiar with the Rumble Pak
Hey.
expansion pack, but did you know that Nintendo made a disk drive add-on called the 64DD?
I should get points for being funny.
Intended to address the N64's cartridge problem, the 64DD supported CD-ROMs, thereby increasing the system's memory significantly. However, the device bombed in Japan and was never released in the US. Fun fact, it failed so dramatically that games like Pokemon Stadium, Majora's Mask, Paper Mario, Animal Crossing, Banjo-Tooie, and even Resident Evil, which were all originally intended to release on it, had to be radically changed in response to the 64DD being discontinued.
You mean so originally every wasn't going to end with, and there goes the battle.
Yeah. It was actually going to be a full monologue by the announcer. But cartridges.
Dang.
Alright. Brock gets a point. No, not drunk driving. Not a breathalyzer. For your N64.
Tinkle Popo's breathalyzer accessory.
New from Nintendo, the Tinkle Popo Breathalyzer N64DD expansion pack. Only $54.69.
Okay.
All right.
Are there any Hey You Pikachu questions or something like that?
Speak of the devil.
Pikachu?
Question 13. What famous
Pikachu is
actor was in a Nintendo Power Glove commercial in the 1990s?
What?
Matthew McConaughey.
Christian Bale. Brock, get QQ out of the chat.
It
Oh,
was
that-
Matthew. No, just kidding. It was Paul Rudd.
No.
I don't have like a blurb for this. It's just Paul Rudd.
It's just Paul Rudd.
Just
Okay.
Ant-Man.
Okay.
All right, Paul Rudd. Now you can think of wearing a Power Glove.
I'm going to look that up later.
I'm gonna look that up
We'll
later.
look that one up later. All right. Question number 14.
Burger King foot lettuce.
Nintendo once owned what Major League Baseball team?
What?
If I literally went on a 5-minute monologue
We
about
did talk
this
about this already, so I
20
thought this would
episodes
be easy
ago.
points for both of you.
For both of us? You think I was listening
Ichiro.
during that? Are you kidding?
You should know this.
Ichiro. What's a good hint? I don't know of a hint.
A good hint is it's like literally right by us.
Yeah, that. Ichiro played for them. That's my only
The
hint.
Angels?
Is that your final answer?
Sure.
Brock, what's your final answer?
It's the Seattle Mariners, isn't it?
Yep.
Fun fact, Nintendo still
care.
advertises
Moving
with
on.
them even though they don't own the team.
Hey,
even
what?
in 2021.
Say it again.
All the advertisements behind home plate, if you watch the Mariners game, are still Nintendo, even though they don't own them anymore.
That's what I have here. They don't own the team anymore, but they retain a 10% stake. So there you go. Score update?
It's 1-3.
It's
1-3. 1-3.
So my score-
We're
It
not
says-
reducing it, Brock.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Exactly.
All right, question 15. There's still
What
time
is
to
the
come
type
back.
of goose in Untitled Goose Game?
Well,
It's just the common goose.
and as the second player,
It's like a Chinese goose.
it's Leica.
It's a Chinese goose. I
Wow,
don't know.
terrible new film.
Chinook salmon, reek fish.
So what I should have done is only used your sharing time stuff as the trivia question.
Obviously.
I see. I'll remember that.
I'll allow it.
Question 15. What part of the N64's GoldenEye 007
I didn't play this game.
was a last-minute
Oh, yeah.
addition?
I've never played this game either, Devin. We're even. Also, this is my hand.
What part of N64's GoldenEye 007 was a last-minute addition?
Blood.
The pew-pews.
I said blood. He said
Blood?
the pew-pews.
No, multiplayer.
Oh.
As good as the single-player campaign was in GoldenEye 007, the game is considered an N64 classic almost exclusively due to its addictive split-screen multiplayer.
We don't have to finish this trivia. Brock's so far ahead that I can't win.
Multiplayer was the answer.
I'll
almost
take
shipped
a
without it.
resignation. Or we could do one question for 30 points.
What would be the point of that?
Question 20.
Let's do it.
Question 20. What even is it?
I'll come up with it when we get there.
What's the reed fish?
I'll come up with it. Question number 16. What was the Nintendo DS almost called?
I give up.
You're
I don't
having
remember
fun,
this
aren't
one.
you?
No!
This is fun.
I can't have fun when I'm losing.
I have to win.
I have to win.
Winning is fun.
Winning is fun. I legitimately don't know.
Breathalyzer.
The breathalyzer.
The
Tinkle Popo's breathalyzer.
Breathalyzer. Adventure.
Kirby's Lush.
Okay, you both have 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3,
The double Game Boy
2,
Advance.
1.
Game Boy 2.
Double Game Boy Advance and Game Boy 2. Well, you'd be surprised to know that they almost called it the Nintendo City Boy.
Yeah.
What? That's stupid.
I got the word right. Can I get a third of a point?
There is some debate
So
as
did
to
I.
whether Nintendo ever seriously considered going with the City Boy name, but an official
City
filing
Boy.
with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office says otherwise.
What about the City Girl?
Nope.
Well, we were still sexist back then. We hadn't fixed
We've
all of the
changed.
problems.
Mm.
Question 17. This is kind of a weird one that just, it's weird.
Like none of the rest of them have.
Yeah,
been
you
weird.
saying this means nothing anymore.
Well, I'm just telling you, it's a weird one. You're going to have to do some thinking about this.
Okay, I'll put on my best Devin face.
In the 1983 arcade game Mario Bros., Luigi is the combination of what two characters?
Mario and Yoshi.
Final answer?
Final answer.
You're already giving it to me?
Final answer.
Brock, do you need it?
The
to have it ready
combination of what two characters?
again? In the 1983 arcade game Mario Bros., Luigi is the combination of what two characters?
A green turtle and Mario? I don't know. I don't know what you're asking.
What was your answer?
A green turtle shell and Mario. I don't.
Alright, here's what it says. It turns out that Luigi was a byproduct of hardware limitations, as a lack of memory space made it so that Nintendo couldn't add any new colors to the 1983 arcade game Mario Bros. When it came time to design the game's second playable character, the developers opted to recycle assets who used the same character model as Mario,
Wait, Yoshi wasn't in this game.
but with the green color of the game's Koopa Turtle.
I was gonna say Koopa!
Point Brock.
Yoshi... No, he just said green turtle shell. He didn't say Koopa.
That's what it
Well-
is. Point Brock. And yes, Yoshi was not in this game. Valiant efforts all around. Can I get a score update, please?
Who cares?
Mine
Can I
still
give
says
Brock's
1
winning
to
by a
3.
lot.
Can I get a report to the booth?
Hold on. 9-3.
9-3. Brock.
Mine says 1 to 3 still. I'll throw it out there.
Well, Brock, you told me to keep my filthy paws off of it, so...
That's right, you are filthy.
Let's keep doing more challenges. Every week. Challenges.
Do we get to jump through hoops next time? Like,
Yeah.
are we going through an obstacle course?
Yeah, let's do it. Virtual
Please.
obstacle course. We're gonna strap GoPros to each of you. Alright, question number 18. Who helped design the original D-pad? I'll give you a hint on this one. They've already come up in a different question. Who helped design the original D-pad?
That's I've got an answer.
Devin, do you need more time?
I'm thinking.
She's thinking. Long and hard.
I've thought.
Brock has thought. You've thought.
I don't know.
I've thought very much.
Sakurai?
Final answer?
Sure.
Sakurai. Brock?
Gunpei Yokoi, of course. Our man.
The man, the myth, the legend. While it's hard to go back now that we're all used to analog control sticks, the D-pad was an important hallmark of pretty much every early gaming controller, and it was Nintendo who came up with the first design. It was actually our good friend, Gunpei Yokoi, who helped design the original D-pad as he headed development on the Game & Watch hardware introduced in 1982.
Gotta have those thinks.
You gotta have them. 10-3.
One more. Let's go. Let's finish it off strong.
All right.
With a 7-point question.
All right. This is the 7-point question, I guess.
We'll make it 8. I'll make it 8. Sure.
All right.
I'll risk it all.
Risk it all for all the marbles. Last question. Question 19. Which console was made available to purchase by Nintendo for the longest amount of time? Does that make sense?
Wii.
Final answer? Brock's
Do
calculating
revisions
over
do revisions of consoles count as the same console or no? It's
here. Yes, they do.
they do.
Yes.
So the Game Boy.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Like, the Game Boy Advance is not...
Game Boy is different from Game Boy Advance.
But Game Boy Color, Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Light, Game Boy.
Those are all different.
Okay.
Our dog is going crazy right now.
Poe's got the GERD.
He's got GERD right now.
Brock's calculating.
I'll take the DS. I can't choose the same thing.
He says the DS.
Guest appearance for the final question.
Wow, it's Baby Poe. Hi, Poe. What's your guess? I say the Wii.
Brock's got the Wii.
No, I have the
That's
Wii.
the Wii.
He
Brock's
says
got
the DS.
The DS. All right. You ready for this?
I guess.
For all the marbles?
All the marbles.
What?
The NES is one of, if not the most important console ever made. So it's hardly a surprise to learn that it was on the market for a very long time.
Oh, what's happening?
It holds the record for the longest lasting game system in history. Originally launched in Japan in 1983 and North America in 1985, Nintendo of America discontinued the system in 1995 following a decade of being out on the market, but that was a whole different story for Japan. The NES lasted almost a full decade longer in Japan, with Nintendo finally calling it quits in 2003, a full 20 years after it was first released.
That's a trick question. I call BS, but okay.
That's the game show time!
Well, Brock just destroyed me, so that was great.
You know what? You were a formidable opponent.
No,
and
I wasn't.
I'm glad,
I only got 3 points.
I'm glad we got to spend this time together,
Oh,
really
okay.
using our heads. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I said something nice, and you hate me. That's fine.
Rejected.
Rejected.
Alright.
Good game, Brock.
GG. No Johns.
QQ.
QQ Tinkle Popo.
QQ Tinkle Popo.
You'll live
Can we
on
say
in
that?
the
I'll need that 64 breathalyzer. 64 DD.
I need 64 DDs of RAM stat.
Do we want to do sharing time, or should we just save it for next time?
I think we've shared enough, honestly. Tinkle Popo is a lot of sharing.
That's true.
I think that's just because Brock doesn't have sharing time for this week. That's a 10-point deduction.
Oh, it's right here. It's on my phone.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll do it next week. We've been here long enough today.
Alright, well that was episode 49, everyone. Next time is a big 5-0. 50 episodes. That's crazy.
50 episodes.
We are the Rumble Pak Podcast with Devon, Blake, and Brock. We will see you in a couple weeks.
Catch us on all things Rumble Pak Pod. YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't know what that was, but bye everyone!
Bye!